Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to 99, Chapter 3. So I just came back from the gym, you know, the typical usual stuff. I'm still not done catching up to my routine just yet. I should be back to normal after I'm done or I'm back from my trip to Malaysia. So probably about in 2 more weeks or so. Yeah, probably 2 weeks. But yeah, I haven't really eaten any sort of snack, any lunch. I'll probably be eating after this. Right now it's about 1:24 p.m. And yeah, gym's been doing pretty great. I'm still going up in weights and whatnot. So progression is still pretty good. So yeah, let's just do the last episode recap, shall we? So in the last episode, we started up the first episode for this chapter. And we had to, what is it? Replace, there we go, that's the word I'm looking for. We had to replace Sora when Haruka was the one that gave her the line ID to apologize when she got found out by Rigveda, right? And because of that, we actually got closer to her because she never messaged Sora. Since she can actually talk in a very talkative way during messages or, you know, online. But when it comes to talking face to face, she can't really do so. I thought that, you know, she might have had a trauma or something that also manifested her second personality. But yeah, judging from what happened on the last episode, I think she is just someone who has an overactive imagination. So yeah, on the last episode, we also met up with Rigveda. We concocted a plan that we will so what I'm looking for, goddammit? Interlope? No, interlope? Not that. Inter something. Oh my god, English. No, I guess it's my brain. My brain's not functioning correctly right now. What's the word I'm looking for? Not interject. What the fuck? My brain's not working very well, so I guess I'm just gonna use the word that they use on their own game. They're going to spy on Rigveda by going inside of them, you know. We're gonna seem as if we're betraying the Valhalla Society or whatever you want to call our group. And to do so, we actually had Haruka help us out. And Kakeru made the biggest, stupidest excuse ever about liking Haruka and their boyfriend and girlfriend and the fact that he likes big boobs. Also, not to mention that Ginsan actually likes delicious flat chests. So his enthusiasm and passion really sparked some sort of camaraderie inside of him. But yeah, Noah came in at the perfect time to try to punish Kakeru for betraying the team. But turns out it was all pre-planned. And yeah, after that we actually got accepted after a lot of stupid stuff that ensues. And at the very end, Haruka went to our apartment and she told us about her power. Well, before that, we actually got taken. No, I guess we got brainwashed by the power because her power was making her fantasies into reality, which is pretty OP. Though I feel like if she can't use it that much, it's going to go berserk a lot easier than it will. It's going to go berserk a lot easier than Sora's power, in my opinion, because she can't control it. Though her other personality seems to be able to control it. But yeah, this is exactly right after that, so Kakeru got influenced and then we almost had sex with her, but she wasn't ready for it yet. Morning's here, but yeah, she stayed the night at our place. And I guess, like I said, the fact that the mom was pretty happy that she went to a friend's place to sleep over means that I don't think she has a very bad or weird backstory. But we'll see. So far, I don't think the game actually is that dark though. The only dark thing so far is the fact that, you know, Kujo died in the very first chapter and that was it. Like, you can kind of say that Sora disappearing is sad, but was it really dark? Not necessarily, right? I haven't slept. Not even a wink. That's hardly surprising, considering a girl was sleeping in my bed all night. And on top of that, I touched said girl's body right before she went to sleep. There was no way I'd be able to get a good night's rest. I was so antsy that my eyes stayed wide open the whole night. It didn't help that I remembered more of what happened while I was being controlled. Specifically, I recalled a certain conversation. I told her to go ahead and mentioned that Sora always hangs her underwear up to dry in the bathroom too. So, after she'd taken a shower, she'd wash her underwear by hand. Is it really gonna dry in one day? When I'd gone to the bathroom later, I'd seen her bra and panties hanging up to dry. Which meant that right now, Senpai wasn't wearing anything underneath my shirt. Is that gonna dry tomorrow or today? This is too much stimulation for my poor virgin brain. I know if I'd stayed in the same room as Senpai, I would have made a move on her for sure. I wouldn't have had the courage to go all the way, but I would have definitely pulled the covers back and stared at her boobs. Maybe even copped a feel. Which is exactly why I'd spent the whole night in the kitchen. Occasionally, I'd gone into the bathroom to stare at Senpai's underwear. You are so pathetic, Kakeru! I told myself dumb excuses like I was just checking to make sure it was drying properly, but I know the truth. I'm a pervert. I don't deserve to be around Kujo and the others. Hell, I don't deserve to be a part of the Valhalla society. Maybe I should have actually left after all. Wait, no. What am I thinking? Man, the lack of sleep is really getting to me. The exhaustion's starting to hit me now too. There's no way I'm gonna be able to stay awake through my classes. Maybe I should call in sick. I hear some faint noises through the door. Senpai must have woken up. There's still a bit of time before school starts. If she's up, maybe I can reclaim my bed and get a little sleep. On second thought, that might not be such a good idea. Senpai slept in that bed. I'll probably try to sniff the sheets or something stupid and wind up too horny to sleep. Kakeru. Let's forget all about that and just see how she's doing. Now that she's awake, there's a few things I want to ask her. See guys, if this was just like something like a To Love Ru, where there's not really much story going on, and it's all about the, you know, like fan service, the guy being dumb, the guy being very perverted, I would have loved Kakeru as a main protagonist. But Kakeru, you're stuck in a very serious situation, and yet you're thinking these ridiculous stuff. I personally don't think I would ever become someone like Kakeru, you know? Like, being this perverted. But I've read a lot of visual novels where the main character is like utterly ridiculous, which just have, you know, sex for brains or whatever. I've played those visual novels before, but the problem is the story in those visual novels are literally just the main character trying to have sex. There's nothing serious about it, so I don't mind when the main character is like that, but Kakeru is just so pathetic, man. Like, context really does matter when it comes to these situations, in my opinion. When I opened the door, Senpai looked simultaneously flustered and relieved to see me. Her expression's a sight to behold.
ああ、いや、隣の部屋にいました。
隣の。ごめんなさい。私、床で寝るべきでした。ベッド使っちゃって。
いやいや、大丈夫です。
Senpai looks away, her face red. She's probably thinking back to the thing she said yesterday. After a dozen or so seconds of silence, Senpai suddenly looks up at me.
涼しく、本当に寝ちゃってごめんなさい。やっぱり帰りますね。
ああ、まだ時間ありますし、一旦帰った方がいいですね。授業の準備とかもありますし。
はい、ご迷惑をおかけして。
Are you really gonna go home looking like that though?
いやいや、ちょっと待ってください。もう出てると思いますけど、始発の時間調べます。
始発？
はい、始発。え？もう朝ですよ。
Senpai finally notices the light filtering in through the curtains, and her face reddens again.
寝てたの2、3時間くらいだと。
I mean, if you were actually if you woke up at 2 a.m., the trains wouldn't be running. What? Are you gonna go back to your home by walking? Like, I don't know how far your house is, but isn't that very dangerous?
がっつり10時間は寝てますね。
ごめんなさい。
いやいや、ほんと気にしないでください。腹減ってないですか？
いえ、あまり。
Right as she's about to deny it, her stomach growls, and tears form in the corners of Senpai's eyes.
私、こんなのばっかり。
なんか持ってきます。って言ってもゼリー飲料くらいしかないですけど、10秒チャージの。
I think those jelly nutrition drinks are pretty good calories. They're good good food in a pinch.
じゃあ、いいですか？いただいても。
OK っす。持ってきますね。ああ、お菓子もなんかあったっけな。
And I'm back. Sorry about that. I knew my interface was gonna fuck up because I saw the lights like flickering on and off. So yeah, thankfully I paused the recording. I was gonna say, yeah. Hopefully that wasn't really too long. I think I paused the recording as the voices are still up. So I don't think I need to edit everything out. Man, I hate this audio interface. It's really not the audio interface itself, guys. It's just the connection of this interface is just so garbage. I think I told you, but this is using a micro B connection, and it's just way too finicky. I really think we really should have, you know, those locking mechanism when it comes to audio interfaces or whatever that you always have plugged in into your PC, because this is fucked. I return to the kitchen and start hunting through my refrigerator. I tried my best to act natural, so I hope Senpai hasn't noticed what a bundle of nerves I am. The whole time we were talking, I kept awkwardly looking away. And the only thing I could think about was the fact that Senpai is currently going commando. No matter how hard I try to stay focused on the conversation at hand, my mind kept going back to that one thing. Turns out, drowsy and horny make for a terrible combination. Sighing, I pull a jelly pack and a bar of chocolate I don't remember buying out of the fridge. The chocolate's probably Sora's, but who cares? Right now, we need fuel.
持ってきました。
ありがとうございます。
I take a seat in front of the table and Senpai slides off the bed to sit across from me. The way she's moving, it's like she doesn't care what parts of her I see. Have you forgotten you're not wearing any underwear? How can you be this oblivious?
ありがとうございます。
え、ああ、はい、どうぞ。
Senpai starts sipping on a jelly drink while I open the chocolate bar's wrapper and plop a piece into my mouth. My heart's beating out of my chest. If Senpai changed back into her uniform, I'd probably be able to think straight, but I can't just ask her to. That's way too awkward. Also, even though this is extremely bad for my heart, I want to keep staring. I want to get another peek. This guy. Yeah, the lack of sleep has completely short-circuited my brain. I think I'll call in sick after all.
あ、はい。
I do my best to reply as calmly as possible. If I'm not careful, my true thoughts will start showing on my face.
昨日は本当にごめんなさい。
力がうまく使えないんですよね。
そうなんです。勝手に発動しちゃって、昨日も私の妄想が。
なんかその件については俺も大変申し訳なく。
いえ、新見さんは私といたしましては非常に貴重な経験を。
Senpai makes a weird noise and falls silent. In here I thought you were gonna be someone who has an interesting backstory, Haruka, but turns out this is the type of person you are? God damn it. I'm a bit let down, but as long as the humor is still there, I guess I wouldn't be too disappointed.
どうしました？
Like, I was making all this backstory for you a couple of, like, last episode, or maybe, yeah, last episode. But turns out, my expectations were just blown away. In a bad way, of course.
失言が多いと言いますか。言わなくていいことばっかり言っちゃったり。昨日も性欲が強いとか。だからそれ言わなくていい。
At least you're self-aware. Senpai heaves a long sigh, annoyed by her own carelessness.
友達が少ないから。いえ、見栄を張りました。友達が全くいないから、私、コミュ力がものすごく低くて。
Again, if you guys were watching my Amayui playthrough before this, Mikshwana had the same sort of situation where she wasn't able to make friends because of how rigid her personality was. But come on guys, in the real world, when you're this cute, you don't need to do anything and people are just gonna flock to you. That is the reality of things.
会話の組み立てがうまくできないんです。思いついたことをすぐ口に出すか、逆に喋れなくなっちゃうか。イライラさせちゃってごめんなさい。
いえ、全然イライラなんかしてませんよ、全く。
本当ですか？
はい。うちの妹とかクソうざくて話すたびにイライラしますけど、先輩は静かなトーンで話してくれるので、全く全然。
Senpai fidgets awkwardly. I've noticed she has this habit of wringing her hands whenever she's anxious. Each time she does that, her arms press against her boobs, emphasizing her cleavage. Senpai, I know you think I'm a harmless, nice guy, but you're wrong. I've been ogling your boobs this whole time.
私。
はい。
Either Senpai hasn't noticed I've been checking her out throughout our conversation, or she doesn't care, and she's not bringing attention to it in any way.
男の人苦手で、新見さんにも最初は苦手意識があって、でも優しい人って分かって、だからこそ昨日のことを妄想を暴走させちゃったこと、本当に恥ずかしくてやらかしちゃったっていっそ死にたくて。でも新見さんは私に怒らなくて、ごめんなさい。考えがまとまらなくて。とにかく私の一番ダメな部分を見られちゃって、逆に吹っ切れたというか。新見さんとなら私普通に話せそうです。 ありがとうございます。
はい、こちらこそありがとうございます。
I guess this is how they're gonna rationalize Haruka talking to us in a very normal way now. Senpai gives me a cheerful smile. I've never seen her make a face like this before. So why exactly is she thanking me? She said she doesn't have to worry around me, but I'm not quite sure what she means by that. But hey, if she's feeling better, that's all that matters. At any rate, it looks like I've managed to earn her trust. Though she keeps smiling innocently at me like that, I feel like I'll end up doing something to betray her trust real quick. I should probably change the topic before I lose my self-control.
先輩の能力について詳しく聞いてもいいですか？
はい。何でも聞いてください。
考えたことは何でも現実になるんですか？
まだ私も完全に理解できていないんですが、不可能なことじゃなければ多分。
Physically impossible.
不可能なことじゃなければ。
はい。あと、私が現実化できるのは結果なんだと思います。結果に至る過程を細かくは制御できないと思います。
結果を現実化する能力。言い換えると、望んだ未来を手に入れる力って感じなんでしょうか？
そうかもしれません。最初に私は少女漫画や乙女ゲームのヒロインみたいになりたいなって思って。
その結果、たくさんの男子に言い寄られるようになったの。
はい。ちょっとすみません。
Senpai gets to her feet and starts rifling through the pockets on her uniform.
こっち。
Artifact? She takes out a necklace.
すみません。話の途中で。
アーティファクトですか？
はい。フェスの日だったのでよく覚えてます。フェスから帰ったら私の部屋の机にこれがあって、その日からです。この力に振り回されちゃって。昨日も初めて男の子の部屋に来て興奮しちゃっていろいろ妄想しちゃって。今の言わなくてよかった。
大丈夫です。聞かなかったことにします。
すみません。それではい、そんな感じでこのアーティファクトが私のところに来てから妄想した未来が現実に。
なるほど。その結果、その未来を実現するように周囲が行動する。
誰かに嫌われたいって思ったらそれも現実になるので。
精神操作、いや運命操作って表現の方がしっくりくるな。他人の運命すらも操作して望んだ未来を実現する力。
運命操作、かっこいい。
大げさな言葉ですけど名前負けしてませんよね。めちゃくちゃ強力な力だ。
私もそう思います。だから少し怖くて、誰かを私の妄想に無意識に巻き込んでしまって。
That is a pretty interesting thought. If I had this sort of power, I wonder if whenever I think about someone inconveniencing me, they would like suddenly just die out of nowhere. That'd be pretty scary.
制御できないのがネックですね。
もう一人の私はうまく使えているみたいなんですけど。
そうだ、それも聞きたかったんです。いや、聞いていいのかな。もう一人の先輩っていうのはアーティファクト関係ですよね。
はい、そうです。
Senpai suddenly realizes why I was so hesitant to ask, and she gets a little flustered.
確かに私なりきり掲示板に出入りしてますけど、あれはそういうのじゃなくて、ちゃんとはい力です。なりきりとかじゃないです。
ああ、そっちで受け取ったのか。何でしたっけ、多重人格、乖離性なんとかとか。
病気でもないです。はい。
すみません、変な勘繰りしちゃって。
いえ自分でも完全に頭おかしい人だと思うので、すみません。
全然関係ないですけど。
はい。
先輩、慌てると早口になりますね。
すみません。
Actually, whenever she's nervous on the other routes, she doesn't say anything.
ああ、いえ、悪い意味じゃなくて、本当に俺に慣れてきてくれたんだなと。
あ興奮した時も早口になっちゃってオタクっぽくて恥ずかしいです。
Hey, that's kind of stereotyping.
いやいや、全然普通ですよ。っていうか、そうだ、口調も普通でいいですよ。敬語とかなしで。
急には切り替えられないので、慣れてきたらお願いします。
そういえば、もう一人の先輩の方も口調丁寧ですよね。実はあっちが素だったりします？
違います。こっちが素です。彼女はちょっとキャラ付けを間違えたと言いますか。
キャラ付け？
ご存知の通り、私には妄想癖があって、アガスティアの葉のなりきり掲示板にも出入りしてまして。
I see. That does make sense, I suppose. So that means whenever she actually is in her other persona, she's having to maintain her power by doing so. So it might not be a good idea to always rely on her other self. The Lease of Agostia. It's a fan site for the Mobius Ring, Cycle of Reincarnation anime. And Ginsan's the one who runs it. It's a role-playing heavy website where all the users pretend they exist within the anime's world. When we learned about it, we started investigating the forums in the hopes of finding a few real artifact users on the site, which was how we initially got our lead on Kosaka Senpai. I guess this is like those things when people play GTA 5 and they roleplay or something. I could never really understand people role-playing stuff like this, so, you know, not really my kind of thing. On the site, Senpai goes by the username Queen of Eden.
ポリキャラ、自分で作ったキャラが何人かいるんです。エデンの女王もその一人で、通学の時毎朝挨拶してくれる男の子がいるんです。その人もちょっと圧が強くて、私怖くて堂々としたいって思ったんです。でもとっさというか余裕がない状況で思い浮かんだのがエデンの女王で、気づいたら彼女が私の中に生まれていました。エデンの女王という妄想が現実になったんです。
そういうことか。先輩の力を他人じゃなくて自分に向けて自分自身を操ってる状態ってことですよね。
はい、そういうことだと思います。でも操っているというか、彼女は自立というか私には制御できなくて。
No, the reason why that's happening is because you think so. If you don't think so, you can probably control her by just changing your personality.
完全に一つの人格として先輩の意思に関係なく行動していると。
Right now, yes.
です。はい。テンパるとつい変わっちゃうんですが、彼女は好きに力を使うので。
それで朝のあの光景ですか。
してとても偉そうで、心の中でごめんなさいごめんなさいっていつも謝ってます。あ、でもいい子なんです。力を使うのも私の願望を叶えたいって気持ちもあって、でもちょっと勘違いというか思い込みの強いところがあって、人のためって思い込んで逆に傷つけちゃうこともあるみたいな。未熟な女王様って設定なんです。たまにトラブルは起こしちゃうけど、でも周囲に慕われて。
Blushing, Senpai suddenly cuts herself off.
すみません、いきなりスイッチ入っちゃって。こういうところがオタクっぽいですよね。すみません。
謝らなくていいですよ。俺好きですし。
I mean, I kinda enjoy when people actually are passionate about the stuff that they're talking about. I feel like I'm pretty passionate about visual novels. That's why I'm pretty much very critical about how I, criticize some of the plot holes and stuff when, clearly a character that I think is not being very consistent is being very inconsistent, yeah.
人の話聞くの。
ですよね。はい。ごめんなさい、私。本当にコミュ力低くて。お家以外でこんなに話したの久しぶりです。
うちでは結構話すんですか？
結構ではないんですけど。
大丈夫ですか？
話しすぎてちょっと喉が。
弱っ。
He actually said weak.
すみません。この通りあまり話さないです。
Maybe you should become a VTuber, Haruka. VTubers don't really show themselves, but they do talk a lot.
いや、すみません。つい突っ込んじゃって。
Or maybe you can do what I'm doing, like making videos online.
どうしました？
I don't necessarily talk a lot outside of these videos, guys. I'm pretty much the type of person that would only talk when needed, when necessary.
こういう会話いつも頭の中でしてたので、なんだか楽しくて、人と話してるんだなって。
Talking with people is pretty fun, but only if you share the same sort of wavelength. Doesn't necessarily have to be, they agree to whatever you're saying. But, as long as they understand what you're trying to say.
ごめんなさい。私本当に気持ち悪いですね。ごめんなさい。
お互い謝るのやめましょうか。俺もあまり遠慮しないようにします。
はい。努力します。
まだ聞きたいことはあるんですけど、とりあえず今は朝飯食いましょうか。手止まっちゃってますし。
はい。いただきます。
ああ、がっつり食べたいならコンビニでも行きますか？
いえ、これだけで十分です。朝はあまり食べなくて。
I don't understand people who don't eat much in the mornings, dude. Oops, sorry about that. Had my mouse going a bit too far to the right. How the hell does she have these, I guess, genetics? I was gonna say, how the hell does she has those big bazookas and she doesn't eat much?
俺もです。
料理とかできたらいいんですけど、私全然できなくて。
なんです？
私ずっとこのシャツ。
ああ、今ですか。今恥ずかしくなりましたか。
払ってお返しします。
いえいえ、いいです、いいです。
でも
いいですから、気にしないで。
Ah, Kakeru, you wanna smell it, don't you? You fucking perverted fucker.
はい、わかりました。ありがとうございます。
Sorry about that. Senpai bows her head. She's probably thinking I don't want her to go through all the trouble or something. But she's wrong. Absolutely wrong. I just think it'd be a waste to wash a shirt that's been in contact with a girl's supple, bare skin. I don't care if you call me perverted. There's no saving me now, so I may as well double down. Yeah, see, Kakeru might seem to say, or might want to say that what he said about the breast thing last episode was all like crazy talk and that's not what he's feeling, but I do think that was him talking to his very soul. When I get home today, I'm gonna dive straight into my bed. And then I'm gonna hug the shirt Senpai was wearing and take a deep whiff of her scent on my pillow. I won't let anyone take this joy away from me. That's pretty sad, Kakeru. However...
洗うのは本当必要ないんですが。割と刺激が強いので着替えた方がいいかもですね。
かもですか。
はい。
Why do you look so disappointed? Man, I really don't get senpai.
いや、抵抗ないならどうぞ。
はい、ありがとうございます。こんな経験もうできないと思うので、高額のために。
Come in handy for what? I decided not to say that out loud. I'm sure senpai has her reasons. Just like I have my reasons for not wanting her to wash that shirt. Considering how many dirty thoughts are running through my head, it wouldn't be that surprising if senpai was thinking something similar.
なんか先輩結構愉快な人ですね。
Maybe you can call that interesting?
そうですか？
はい。気が合いそうな気がします。
Yeah, I have a feeling you're both actually perverted in the head, Kakeru, so you might actually get along.
初めて言われました。ありがとうございます。
これからよろしくお願いします。
はい、よろしくお願いします。
We bowed to each other a few times, then returned to our breakfast for real. That long conversation was just what we needed. Thanks to her current appearance, I'm still a little tense around senpai, but there's no doubt I'm more comfortable than I was before. I'm almost certain she's not secretly trying to trick me or anything now. And to top it off, I've learned a lot about her power. Though she has some trouble controlling it, if we use it correctly, we should have no problem finding evidence regarding the identity of the Evil Eye's user. When I first came up with the plan of infiltrating Rigveda, there we go, that was the word I'm looking for, infiltrating. I don't know how that was so out of my mind when I wanted to say that. When I said, you know, a spy at the very beginning of the video. I was worried it'd backfire on me immediately. But now I've got an idea of how to make it all work. As long as I work together with senpai, we can do this. You're kind of relying a bit too much on her though, Kakeru. Sometime before school starts, the two of us leave my apartment. I'm later in leaving than usual because my sleepiness made me sluggish in getting ready. But in the end, I decide to go to school after all.
すみません。急ぎましょうか。忘れ物しました？
いえ、その
Hold hands, I guess?
手とかつないだ方がいいでしょうか？
つなぐ手を？はい
。ゴーストさんや高峰君がどこで見ているかわからないので。
I totally forgot we were pretending to be a couple. Even though that's why senpai ended up staying over in the first place. Holding hands, huh? Holy shit.
じゃあつなぎますか。
You know, I don't really hold hands a lot. I guess I hold hand with my niece. But that's about it. Yeah, I don't think I really hold hands a lot with a lot of people. Mostly with my niece and nephew. Senpai holds out her hand and I grab it. Would I be nervous if I were to hold a girl's hand? Maybe. I would probably be a bit nervous and then my hands would start sweating a bit. She gives me a weird look.
あれつなぐんですよね。
こっちのつなぎ方の方が。
Okay, that's a bit lewd. She shakes my hand off, then interlaces her fingers with mine. Ah, so this is how lovers hold hands. Oh god, this is embarrassing.
じゃあ行きますか。
はい。
Is her underwear really dry just from one day of, you know, drying in the rack? Is it even in the dryer? I don't think it was because Kakeru said it was just drying while being hanged. The two of us awkwardly set off, our fingers firmly locked. Senpai is unexpectedly assertive when it comes to things like this. Or maybe she just wants to make sure our couple act is airtight. That might be it. She's probably just worried our cover will be blown and I'll be put in danger if she doesn't play her part perfectly. But despite knowing that, I'm having a hard time not getting my hopes up. My goal is to find concrete evidence proving that Ghost is the Evil Eye's user, and capture her before there's any more victims. I need to stay focused, or someone else might end up petrified. Yuichi still hasn't acted, by the way. We don't say much on the way to school. I know I need to stay focused on my goal and avoid distractions, but I can't help but be hyper aware of everyone's eyes on us. Actually, there's probably no one staring at us. I doubt most people are even taking notice of Senpai and me. But knowing that doesn't stop me from feeling like strangers' eyes are boring into my back. I never knew holding hands with a girl in public could be so embarrassing. I'm not sure my heart can take much more of this. I don't think I personally care about people looking at me holding hands with other people. I probably would just be embarrassed the fact that, you know, I'm holding hands with someone, that's about it. I don't really care about people's eyes on me. Senpai tugs at my hand. For a second, I'm worried I accidentally started walking too fast due to my embarrassment. But it looks like that's not it. Is it Ginsan? She shows me her phone screen.
みんなでってことは俺も含めてですよね。
はい。新見さんのコードネームを決めたいそうです。
Ginsan, what the fuck is wrong with you? Is that really that important?
そんなこと言ってたな。
I guess it is. Honestly, I'd rather not have a code name at all, but if I want to fit in, I guess it's better let him give me one.
放課後ですよね。
はい。駅前に集合だそうです。
了解です。
私たちは一緒に行った方がいいですよね。
ああ、そうですね。じゃあ授業終わったら、そうだな。
わかりました。
Sorry about that. Senpai nods and squeezes my hand a little tighter. Though I keep my expression neutral, my heart skips a beat. Stay calm, Kakeru. Cool as a cucumber. Thank God Sora's not here. She'd tease the shit out of me if she saw this. On a related note, I told Sora and Kujo to stay away from me as much as possible for the time being. Oh, sorry about that. My mouse for some reason wasn't reacting. They're also supposed to treat me with disdain if we happen to run into each other. Rick Vedas saw Noah denounce me as a traitor, so it would look weird if I was on good terms with any of my former comrades. Until I have my proof, I have to continue playing the role of the turncoat. When we reach the school gates, we let go of each other's hands. We'd attract too much attention if we kept holding hands, especially since the teachers are watching.
ありがとうございました。いい経験になりました。
え？
私なんかと手をつないでくれて。
I really hate when someone says shit like this with someone like me. Like, that means they have a very bad inferiority complex. I don't like people with those sort of complexes.
いや、こちらこそ、ありがとうございます。
at the very least, I don't like those sort of people that have those that aren't really realistic. Like, why would she be inferior to other people, right? Come on, be realistic. You're a lot prettier than most people. You have big boobs, like what Kakeru said. You're pretty polite. I don't really see a lot of issues with your personality. I hate this sort of like mentality. With that nonsensical exchange, we head for the main school building. It was cute the way she said she appreciated me holding hands with someone like her. She usually has such low self-esteem, but then she'll suddenly be really assertive about something. I guess I still don't understand Senpai all that well.
じゃあ放課後に。
はい、放課後に。
I watched Senpai go up to the third floor, then head to my classroom. The moment I walked inside, I spot Kujo.
新見くん、おはい。
She stops midway through her greeting and turns her back to me. Looks like she remembered she can't be seen acting friendly toward me. Even though I can't see her face, I can tell from her body language that she feels bad about ignoring me. That's so like her. I suppress a smile threatening to creep up my face and walk to my seat. As I sit down, I notice someone staring at me and look up. Yoichi is watching me from the classroom entrance. Normally, he cheerfully greets everyone while going to his seat, but today he makes a beeline straight for me without saying a word to anyone else.
ちょっとかけるさん。
なんだよ。
見ましたよ。僕見ちゃいましたよ。あなたが女子と手をつないで歩いてるところ。
Of all people who could have seen us, why did it have to be the class blabbermouth? Yoichi loves gossiping about people's relationships, so he's the last person I wanted knowing about me and Senpai.
何なの彼女？
まあそういうことになるんかな。
何その答え方。ムカつく。
何かだよ。普通に答えただけだろ。
ああ、もうこれだよ。彼女できた途端これだよ。彼女持ちの余裕ってやつ出してきたよ。
Yoichi, who the hell are you and why are you still acting like such a dumbass?
別に出してねえだろ。なんだよ。うざい絡み方すんなよ。
I feel like Yoichi is really just a dumbass, but he's roped into something he doesn't want to get roped into. That's probably the explanation for what happened in the last chapter.
嫌だね。まだ聞きたいことがあるんですよ、君には。
なんだよ。
見てましたよ。さっきの九条さんとのやりとりも。
ああ。
君、もっとうまくやりなさいよ。
あ？何を？
同時進行してたんでしょ？
は？
んで、手繋いでたことうまくいったから九条さんを捨てたんでしょ。
はあ？
最低だね、かける。
いやねえから、そんな事実ねえから。
でも変だったじゃん、九条さんの態度。
そりゃまああれだよ。喧嘩だよ、喧嘩。
かけるがひどいことしたんでしょ。
だからしてねえって。
見損なったよ、かけるのこと。
いやだからちげえって。
ちゃんと僕に相談しなさいよ。そうしたらバレずに二人とうまくやる方法伝授してあげたのに。
Yeah, sure, Yoichi. I'm sure you have a lot of experience about doing that.
いらねえよ、そんな方法。
My first brother is actually a dating expert. I wouldn't call him a dating expert. I guess people would call him an asshole, a jerk-ass in the current modern world because he 2-timed, 3-timed a lot back when he was still young.
気をつけなよ、刺されないように。
You'd have like girls doing like his homework, girls that would pay him lunch, girls that would, you know, he would have a girl doing whatever he wants. Of course, they're not in the same class or whatever, that's why he was able to pull it off. But yeah, he was definitely a playboy.
お前人の話聞かねえな。全く聞いてねえな。
事実かどうかはどうでもいいんだよ。あれ見たらみんながそう考えるってこと。
みんなって お前だけだろ。
そうかな。
Yoichi looks over his shoulder and I follow his gaze. Though then again, I feel like if my brother were to try to do his playboy act in the current modern world, it'd be a lot harder, right? I feel like people, in the old age, I say old age, but I'm like talking about 20 years ago or something, right? No, maybe more like 25 years ago. They weren't as well informed about a lot of stuff, so information wasn't really that easy to get a hold of, right? So it was very easy to do shit like what he did. Nowadays, gossip and information just spreads way too quickly. And if if the girls found out about it, yeah, you wouldn't be able to, you know, keep them on a leash for very long. Kujo's friends are glaring at me, are all glaring at me. Kujo herself seems to be at a loss on how to handle the situation.
ね。
マジかよ。俺二股かけてたと思われてんのか。
まあ僕が騒いだせいだと思うけど。
だよな、お前のせいだよな。
大丈夫大丈夫。ちゃんと誤解は解いておくから。
本当だな。
You look pretty evil with that smirk on your face, Yuichi.
おい、返事をしろ。無言で笑うのやめろ。
ねえみんな聞いて。
おい、おいち、おい。
Yuichi ignores me and goes to join Kujo's circle of friends. He's totally spreading a bunch of bullshit, isn't he? He wants to tank my reputation among my classmates. I never thought my plan to infiltrate Rigveda would bite me in the ass like this. Kujo turns back to me, her expression conflicted. Looks like the rumors are taking root already. Then again, if the whole school starts talking about how I broke Kujo's heart, it'll probably make my betrayal more credible. There's a silver lining to this, but at this rate, I may become the school pariah. I feel like I've seen that word being used before, but I don't know what it means. Before I manage to catch the evil eye's user. Pariah? I think I'm saying it correctly. Class is finally over. Man, that was rough. The whole day I could feel the girls in the class giving me cold looks. I got a text from Sora too, telling me that rumors are spreading among the first years that some second-year playboy broke the air of the Corona group's heart. Judging by the tone of the text, she seems to be having a lot of fun at my expense. Anyway, chances are the third years have probably heard the story by now as well. Kujo did her best to dispel the misunderstanding, but the more she tried to defend me, the more people became convinced she was just too nice, and that I was the scum of the earth. Well, it's not like I care that much about my public image. I text Kujo, you don't need to deny the rumors. Let's use them to our advantage instead. She agrees, though it's clear from her apologetic tone that she still feels bad. Frankly, that's enough for me. Sora, on the other hand, seems a bit too eager to drag my reputation through the mud. I'm definitely gonna get her back for this someday. I spot Senpai the moment I reach the courtyard. When she sees me, she puts away the book she was reading and gets to her feet.
すみません、遅くなっちゃって。
いえ、大丈夫です。本を読んでたので。こういう時、今来たところですっていうのが正解ですよね。すみません、私失言多くて。
Senpai, I mean, Haruka, you're clearly in delusional land. She is really wanting to play this boyfriend-girlfriend act, like, very realistically. Or not realistically, she wants to make this, the typical shoujo manga thing.
いやいや、そんなの失言に入らないですよ。自然に話してくれればいいですから。
はい、ありがとうございます。
っていうか、謝らなきゃいけないのは俺の方かもですね。
Man, something smells delicious downstairs. I am so hungry right now. God damn it, I should have eaten some food before I started this episode.
ちょっと変な噂が流れちゃいまして。先輩を巻き込むかもっていうか、もう巻き込んでるか。
噂ですか？
俺が先輩と九条を二股かけていたっていう。3年の方にももう広まってますか？
い 友達いないので噂とかそういうのわからなくて。
I mean, the boys are usually pretty loud, so I guess she just didn't pay attention to her class at all. I don't know, I feel like her, it's not like I feel like she doesn't actually want to get close to the people in her class instead of the fact that they don't want to get close to her. That's the impression I'm getting. I totally stepped on a landmine there, didn't I? My bad. Seeing my reaction, Senpai hurriedly waves her hands in denial. She's probably thinking she shouldn't have said that right about now. Right about now. Right about now. There we go. What the? I actually messed that twice.
友達いないのは私がコミュ障なのもあるんですが、自分から目立とうとしていないだけで空気みたいな存在なので、決して今はいじめられたりはしてないので。
So you were before?
今は？
小学生の時はちょっと。
Oh, I think she previously mentioned something about this in the last chapter with Sora.
なんかすみません。
今は本当に何もないんです。自分から目立たないように気配を殺してるので。
わざわざ力を使って目立たないようにしてるんですか？
いえ、普通に自然としてれば誰も私のことなんて気に留めないので。
Which is, like I said, unrealistic because she looks pretty cute. You know, she looks pretty nice. And I doubt guys, especially at this age, would be smart enough to think about, you know, about anything other than physical appearance when it comes to girls. Shit, I keep saying all the wrong things.
そうですね。力も関係あるのかも。毎朝私がちょっと騒がしくさせちゃうんですが。
学年の人たち全員から出迎えられるって。
知ってるんですか？
すみません。空が妹が先輩のこと調べたことがあって。
そうなんですね。恥ずかしい。
Senpai covers her blushing face with her hands.
もう一人の私は女王として振る舞うので、力を使ってあんなことに。
According to Sora, holy crap, this is like a royal procession or something. This is not just some hyper popular girl. Like all these dudes are seriously treating her like a goddess. That's how her classmates acted around her. I can't really blame Senpai for being embarrassed, since Sora saw her when she was basically role-playing an empress. Though that reminds me, Sora mentioned something else interesting in her report back then.
能力を解除すると先輩のことを全く気にしなくなるんでしたっけ？
そうなんです。もう一人の私の振る舞いがなかったみたいに。だから私が無意識に私を空気扱いするように力を使っているのかなと。
Possible.
もしくは記憶がないのかもしれませんね。
Also a possibility.
能力の影響下にいる間のですか？
はい、九条の力がそうなんです。ざっくり言うと能力に合わせて記憶が改ざんされたり消えたり。先輩のもそうかもしれませんね。
でも新見さんはありますよね、記憶。昨夜の。
そういえばそうですね。ユーザーだと記憶は消えないのかな。あるいはユーザー関係なく記憶が残る人がいる。
いるんですか、そんな人。
いや、仮ですよ。もしもの話。
もし覚えてる人がいたら恥ずかしすぎて死ぬしかないです。
消えてる。記憶消えてる。そういうことにしましょう。 俺だけ例外ってことにそうしましょう。
はいですわなんて言ってるから変なあだ名つけられちゃう。
Wait, that's what you're worried about? Regardless, if their memories aren't being erased, that would mean it's Senpai's power that's making everyone ignore her. In other words, she can do something similar to Sora's presence manipulation. Actually, people can still spot Sora if they concentrate. So strictly speaking, Senpai's power would be stronger, as well as more versatile, since she can do a bunch of other things with it. For the sake of Sora's pride as well, I hope people don't retain their memories of the time they spent under Senpai's control. Wait, you know what? Fuck Sora's pride. She's been laughing at my misfortune, so I may as well gloat about how Senpai's power is way stronger than hers.
そろそろ。
あ、そうですね。すみません、話し込んじゃって。
いえ、楽しいですから。じゃあ、
Senpai bashfully holds a hand out toward me. That's right, we're supposed to be holding hands.
行きましょうか。
I gently take her hand and wrap my fingers around hers. I hope we can stop the evil eyes user soon. Pretending to be a couple is more mentally taxing than I expected. I mean, if I were to pretend to be a couple, I wouldn't think that's going to be mentally exhausting like at all. Because I wouldn't be using my feelings at all in that case, right? But if I were to actually be a couple with someone, that would be... you know, pretty embarrassing.
仲良く手をつないで歩いていきましたが、あれ必要なんですかね。成り行きで恋人の演技することになったって話だし、いつどこで見られるかわからないから必要なんじゃないかな。何？なんかちょっと機嫌悪いです？そう見える？普通だけれど。ならいいですけど、いやでも演技ね。演技っすかあれ。あのクソ兄貴普通に照れてますよ、普通に。そうだね、初々しくて本当に恋人同士みたいに見えたね。やっぱ機嫌悪くないです？そう？なんでだろう。いつも通りのつもりなんだけれど。そんなに変な顔してる？クソ兄貴め、めっちゃムカついてきた。私のせい？ごめんね。違います。全方位にいい顔してるあの野郎にムカついてるだけです。まあうまくやるんじゃないっすかね。手伝えることもないし、帰りましょう帰りましょう。機嫌悪い？
Is this gonna be an actual plot point? The fact that Kujo's jealous? Ginsan and Ghost are already waiting for us when we arrive at the station. When he spots us, Ginsan spreads his arms wide and walks over. I really like just calling Takamine Ginsan.
来たな。遅かったじゃないか。
悪い。俺のクラスのホームルームが長引いたんだ。
そうか。そういった事態を考慮に入れるべきだったな。集合時間が早すぎたようだ。こちらこそすまないな。
いや。
I wasn't expecting him to apologize. Despite his bombastic demeanor, he's a surprisingly reasonable and considerate guy. He even properly disposed of the gum Ghost spat on the ground last time. The more I think about it, the more I'm starting to believe he's actually a good person. He probably just said he'd be willing to condone murder back then as part of his edgelord act. I have a hard time believing he really meant it. But that doesn't mean I can afford to let my guard down. No, I think he means it. He hasn't done enough to earn my trust completely yet. So long as he's Ghost's comrade, I need to stay wary of him. As for Ghost herself, well... she doesn't seem the least bit interested in me. She's looking off in the distance, quietly chewing her gum. Unlike the rest of us, she isn't wearing her school uniform. Did she change out of it to keep us from figuring out which school she goes to? Or did she not even go to school in the first place? Ginsan's info was easy enough to get a hold of, but Ghost is so shrouded in mystery.
ところで
Senpai lets go of my arm as she breaks the silence.
かける様のコードネームを決定するとのことですが、どちらへ？
案内しよう。うってつけの場所がある。
まさかてめえんちじゃねえだろうね。
安心しろ。もっと広くて落ち着ける場所だ。
What's wrong with his house?
まあ楽しみですわね。ね、かける様。
あ、はいですね。
では、ついてきたまえ。
Ginsan turns on his heel and walks away. Sighing, Ghost follows after him.
行きましょう、かける様。
はい。
差し出がましいようですが、十分にご注意を。かける様の目、仲間に向けるものではありませんでしたが。
あ、すみません。気をつけます。
Man, you suck, Kakeru. Smiling, Senpai grabs hold of my arm again.
では。
はい。
We follow after Ginsan and Ghost. The way I looked at them, huh? I didn't do a very good job at concealing my wariness, it seems. Oops. Senpai's right. I need to be more careful. I have to hide my suspicions and talk to the two of them like they're my friends. Alright, let's do this.
どこに行くのかと思えば。
Well, truth be told, on the last episode, he actually did say he doesn't condone what the hell Rigveda stands for. You know, their ideals and whatnot, so him being overly friendly just because of that might be, you know, after he says that and then he did a 180, it'd be a bit weird, right? I think this sort of mentality is a lot more normal.
なんだ？
ただのファミレスじゃねえ。
What the fuck?
秘密基地でも期待したか？君も意外とロマンチストだな。
ふざけんな、ぶっ殺すぞ。
さあ、好きに頼んでくれたまえ。今日は私のおごりだ。
Damn, what a nice guy.
では、お言葉に甘えて。かける様は何になさいます？
I'd like some curry rice, please.
とりあえずドリンクバーで。
Damn, do people in Japan really order drinks first? I find that really interesting because whenever I order something, it's always food first and then the drinks I order last.
では、私も。
I guess they always take a while ordering the food, right? They just want to order the drinks first and then they want to take a look at the menu first.
ゴーストも好きに頼んでくれ。
俺はいい。
遠慮する
してねえよ。何？
Oh, sorry about that, Ghost.
な。まあいい。無理強いはすまい。二人もドリンクバーだけでいいのか？
ああ、だけで。
私も。
そうか。では私の判断で追加させてもらおう。これだけはどうしても外せん。ポテトフライだ。嫌いなものはいるか？
I don't think there's anyone in the world, unless they're allergic to fries or, you know, potatoes, that would dislike French fries.
確認なんざいらねえから好きに頼めよ、うざって。
I love them, especially with burgers, but man, they're just high in calories, dude. Damn those French fries.
では注文させてもらおう。実はこうやって仲間たちとポテトフライをつまむのが密かな夢でな。おかげで念願が叶いそうだ。
I feel kind of sorry for Ginsan. What? Do you also not have friends?
お前、普段超然と振る舞ってるくせに、ただの友達いねえ寂しいやつじゃねえか。
I mean, with the way he acts, I guess so.
私のような男に友達などいるはずないだろう。さあ、注文するぞ。
Ginsan excitedly presses the call button and gives our order to the waitress who comes over. I know I got all gung-ho about finding clues, but the atmosphere is so... Well, I wouldn't exactly call it friendly, but it's more relaxed than I imagined. I'm having a hard time staying focused on my goal. This guy's managing to betray my expectations at every turn.
さて、話し合いの前に飲み物の調達だ。
俺も。高坂先輩、何飲みます？俺持ってきますよ。
いえ、ご一緒に。実は私もこういったお店にはあまり来ないので自分でやってみたいです。
じゃあ一緒に。
はい。
ゴーストは行かないのか？水もセルフサービスだぞ。
知ってる。
仕方ない。持ってきてやろう。
聞いてなかったのか。俺は何もいらねえ。
水すらもか？
何度も言わせんじゃねえよ。
わかった。もう問うまい。
We leave Ghost behind and head to the soda fountain. It's kind of weird that she doesn't even want water. Does she want to avoid using public restrooms or something? Or is she one of those clean freaks who only eats and drinks stuff she's absolutely certain isn't contaminated with germs? I have no idea. In fact, I know practically nothing about Ghost. I fill up my glass and then return to my seat with Senpai. Ginsan returns a few seconds later. He saw Ooh.
さて、ポテトフライはまだ来ていないが、早速。
I actually thought he was still gonna give her water.
おいおいおいおい。
Ghost's expression stiffens when she sees the glass in Ginsan's hand. As it happens, I got a cup of soda while Senpai chose herbal tea. Ginsan, though, he's got some weird multicolored liquid that I can't even begin to describe. You like mix everything?
なんだ？
お前こそなんだよ。何持ってきたんだよお前。
混ぜたんだ。
は
？5種類ほど混ぜたんだ。
嘘だろ。ガキかよ。
That must have... I don't know how that would have tasted. A mixture of two things would have been already disgusting in my opinion.
一度やってみたくてな。安心しろ。まずくてもしっかり飲み干す。
なんで俺はこんなことつれんの。
I don't know, Ghost. Ghost frowns to herself. To be quite honest, I'm wondering that too. Kosaka-senpai met Ginsan via that role-playing website. It was only afterwards that she learned they were classmates. Did Ghost also meet him on the Leaves of Agastya forum? She doesn't strike me as the type to roleplay. In fact, she looks like the kind of person who'd actively ridicule people who are into it. How on earth did she end up meeting Ginsan, and what convinced the two of them to start up Rick Veda together? They seem like polar opposites of each other, so why did they team up? I'm dying to know, but I should probably keep my curiosity in check for now. No, actually, being curious about this makes it a lot less suspicious, to be honest, Kakeru. If I start asking too many questions, they might get suspicious of me.
来たぞ。
The waitress places Ginsan's long-awaited fries on our table. His eyes sparkle as he looks down at the mound of crispy, golden brown deliciousness. This guy sure gets excited easily, huh?
さあさあ食べてくれ。みんなでつまもう。
じゃあいただきます。
Where's the ketchup? Where's the ketchup, you fools?
私もいただきますわ。
You can't just eat fries without ketchup?
ゴーストも遠慮はするな。
何度も言わせんなっつったろ。
Sorry that I'm actually so invested into this. I always eat my fries with ketchup. Low-calorie ketchup, of course.
過度なダイエットは体調不良につながるぞ。
Oh, she's dieting?
ちげえよ死ね。
Oh, okay.
体調不良といえばだ。
Ginsan picks up a french fry and turns to me.
調子が悪そう
ああ、少し寝不足なんだ。
だな。宿題でもやり残したか？
そうじゃ、いや、まあそんなところ。
私が寝かせなかったもので。
I'm shook. I was trying to think of some excuse to avoid mentioning that Senpai stayed over, but she just flat out admitted it. Not only that, her choice of words was intentionally misleading.
何？もうそこまで進んでいるのか。
You look disgusted, Ginsan.
ええね、かける様。夜通し愛し合っていましたの。
あ、いえ。
Forget implying things, she's basically saying we kissed. I want to deny it, but we're pretending to be a lovey-dovey couple. If I don't play along here, my cover might get blown.
ああ、おかげさまで。
I can feel my voice cracking. I'm still a virgin, so pretending to be otherwise feels kind of sad in a way. Damn, my chest hurts now.
そうか。
Ginsan folds his arms, his expression serious. If you had pressed me for details, my lack of knowledge would have sunk me immediately. But unfortunately, he seems to have bought our story. Ghost also seems wholly uninterested in our love life, as she's staring absently out the window.
一つ聞かせてくれ。
ああ。
夜通しというのは具体的に何回いたしたんだ。
I don't know.
は？
Ginsan's question comes so far out of left field that my eyes go wide. Thankfully, at this point, Ghost sighs and interjects.
てめえふざけんな。その話を掘り下げるんじゃねえよ。
Are you uninterested in this, or are you actually embarrassed by this topic, Ghost? Sometimes when me and my friends actually talk about sexual stuff like this, some of them are actually very embarrassed by it. That's why some of them kept changing the topic.
ふざけてなどいない。真剣だ。なぜダメなんだ。
聞きたかねえんだよ。んな話興味ねえっつうの。
私はある。思春期の男だからな。興味を持つのは仕方ないだろ
アホくさ。
う。しかし、デリカシーに欠ける質問であったことは認めよう。聞かなかったことにしてくれ。
別に答えることもやぶさかではありませんが。
いや、先輩。
そうですわね。はしたないですわね。
変人しかいねえのか。うんざりだぜったく。
You actually seem like the normal person in this group, Ghost.
そう言うがな、ゴースト。
なんだよ。
君もいつもひねくれた態度をとっているが、随分と付き合いがいいじゃないか。
Yeah, I find that actually quite weird.
あ？
実は楽しみにしているんじゃないのか。僕らと会うの。
僕？
おっと、素が出てしまった。
普段は僕かよ。随分と可愛らしいな、おい。
相手や状況によって使い分ける。当たり前だろ。
全然動じねえなこいつ。つまらね
うろたえるのがお望みならば、そうして。
This guy is something else.
え。うるせえ、とっとと本題に入れ。俺はさっさと帰りたいんだ。
本題ならばすでに入っている。
あ？
Smiling arrogantly, Ginsan slathers a fry with ketchup, yes! And pops it into his mouth. After chewing thoroughly, he slowly swallows and sips from his hellish concoction. He then nods in satisfaction, seemingly pleased with the taste. Good job, Ginsan. You know how to eat French fries.
実はコードネームの件は口実でな。今日の目的は交流だ。ことの葉を交わし、お互いを知ろうじゃないか。
I figured Ghost would just tell Ginsan to stop screwing around like usual, but remarkably, he takes this in stride. Oh wait, I get it now. Looking at it from a different angle, this is a chance for him to probe my intentions. I need to be extremely careful about what I say. I don't know whether or not Ginsan notices my increased vigilance, but he continues with his speech.
彼もそうだが、エンプレスも新参には違いない。もともと私とゴーストで立ち上げたこのリグ・ベーダも歴史のある組織とは言えんしな。
We founded it just the other day, huh? I figured Ginsan had started a group and Ghost had joined after him, but it seems like they're both co-founders. Seeing as Ghost doesn't correct him, I'm guessing it's true. Forming a group like this feels rather out of character for Ghost. Something's not right here.
何見てんだよ。
いや悪い。
言いたいことあんならさっさと言えよ。
ゴースト、なぜすぐ喧嘩腰になるんだ。君こそ私の話を聞け。今日の目的は何だ。
She's kinda right though. Kakeru clearly has something he wants to say, but, you know, the fact that he doesn't say it just makes him suspicious.
お前らで勝手にやれよ。仲良しごっこに付き合う気はね。
ならばなぜここに。
俺には俺の都合があんのさ。
Ghost gives Ginsan a condescending smile. Just as I thought, Ghost doesn't really trust Ginsan. So why did she approach him? Is she searching for fellow users like us? Of course, that has to be it. No other explanation makes sense. When we first met, Ghost said, "We found 4 more users." Same as us, she probably figured she'd find actual users by scouring the fan site Ginsan manages. The only reason she teamed up with Ginsan is to search for users more efficiently. It all makes sense now. But why is she looking for other users? She doesn't strike me as the kind of person who's on the hunt for allies. Which means she's trying to find users to kill. A chill runs down my spine. She wants to murder users with her evil eye. That's why she's looking for them. If my assumption's correct, then everyone here is one of her targets. Holy shit. Thanks to Senpai's warning earlier, I managed to catch myself before my shock shows on my face. But Senpai, who's watching me more closely than the others, notices my face tense up for a split second. She brings a french fry up to my mouth. I stare at her blankly for a few seconds, but then I realize she's trying to cover for my momentary slip-up, and I hurriedly open my mouth.
美味しいですか？
はい、うまいっす。
焼けるじゃないか。
目の前でイチャつくんじゃねえよ、うざって。
お二人も私どものことなどお気になさらず。
ああ、
私が思いますに、ゴーストさんは二人きりになると司令官さんに甘えるタイプでございましょう。
くだらねえ。くだらなすぎて怒る気も失せるぜ。
あら、私てっきり二人でリグベーダーを結成なさったんでしょ。
確かに始まりは我ら二人だが、ゴーストもエンプレスと同じだ。サイトを通じて知り合った。
そうでしたの？残念。
何が残念だ。てめえ分かってて聞いただろ。
誤解ですわ。
Senpai brings her hand to her mouth as she laughs. You have a very bad personality, Haruka. She managed to naturally drive the conversation toward the topic I'm interested in. Senpai's a pro at this. It's probably best if I just keep my mouth shut and let her handle things. This personality of hers is a master of communication. At the very least, she's way better than me.
お付き合いはされていない。
付き合ってるわけねえだろ、アホかよ、しねえよ。
ですが、絆があるのでしょ？二人の間には。
あるか、そんなもん。
そうだな。利害、いや、目的の一致だな。AF ユーザーの理想郷を作る。そのために我らリグベーダを作ったのだ。
Really? Is that seriously all there is to it? Ginsan probably thinks so, but what about Ghost? I saw Ghost scoff at him when he said that. She doesn't give a damn about making a user utopia. The only other reason she'd join forces with a guy like Ginsan is because...
君は何か聞きたいことはあるか？
俺？
ああ、交流とは言ったが、過度な慣れ合いをするつもりはない。
今さら取り繕っても手遅れだろ。お前頭からはしゃいでたじゃねえか。
ただ楽しんでいただけだ。必要以上に私自身のことを話すつもりはない。ゴーストもそうだろ。
まあな。
君もエンプレス、それでいい。話したくないことは話さなくていい。だが 話せることは話す。慣れ合いはしないが仲間だからな。最低限は知っておくべきだろう。互いのこと。さあ聞いてくれ。答えるとは限らないがね。
って急に言われてもな。
There's a bunch of stuff I want to ask, but I'm not confident I can phrase my questions in a way that won't arouse suspicion like Senpai does. Now then, how should I go about this? Annoyed by my silence, Go sweeps her bangs back and clicks her tongue. That gesture of her makes me realize something. In fact, I probably realized it long ago, but I kept getting distracted by other things, so I never really gave it much thought. Go's face looks extremely familiar. It does? Huh? I feel like she's the spitting image of someone close. What? Huh? What the fuck are you talking about? Huh?
セーブ画面です。セーブします。セー
How?
ブしました。
Oh yeah, Yoichi, huh? When she brushed her bangs back, I got a clearer look at her face, and it looks almost exactly like Yoichi's. Of course, her features are more feminine, but the resemblance is striking. Huh? What are you talking about? They don't look anything the same! Especially the eyes. Yoichi and Go's eyes are identical. Are the two of them related? Twins, maybe? Does Ghost usually hide her face behind her bangs because she doesn't want people to notice the resemblance? I mean, I guess, but that came like out of left field. That came out of nowhere. She's related to Yoichi?
ないならないで構わないが。
いや、一つだけいいか。
ああ、
兄弟いるか。
兄弟？いや、いないな。
ゴーストはい
ねえよ。
そうか。
She doesn't seem to be lying. She answered without hesitation, but is she telling the truth? If so, then her resemblance to Yoichi is...
なぜそんなことを聞く？
俺の妹覚えているよな。
ああ、彼女か。もちろん覚えている。
あの件がトラウマってのは言い過ぎか。かなり怯えてるんだ。
Fragments of Sora, I was taking a look at the name of the BGM there.
それで
仲間になりたいって言ったもう一つの理由を素直に話す。妹のことだ。もう俺が裏切ったことは知られちまったから、大して役に立たないかもしれないが、必要な情報は何でも渡す。だからもう、妹を怖い目に遭わせないでくれ。頼む。
I place my hands on the table and bow my head. Of course, what I said is all bullshit. Okay, it's not exactly all bullshit. There's a kernel of truth in there. I wasn't planning on straight up asking like this, but I sincerely have been trying to find a way to secure Sora's safety. If all it costs is my dignity, that's a small price to pay. Granted, half of what I said is still a lie to cover up my real goal, so I can't exactly be proud of what I'm doing here.
顔を上げてくれ。
Ginsan pats my shoulder.
安心しろ。君の妹をどうこうするつもりはない。
そうか。ありがとう。
もっとも、彼女が我らの前に立ちはだかるのならば、降りかかる火の粉は払わねばならん。
そうさせないようにする。
うまく彼女を制御するといい。しかし、そうか。なるほど。君もなかなかやるな。
何が？
妹のために仲間を裏切る。実にいい。尊敬に値する決断だ。
そうか。ありがとう。
しかも、エンプレスを利用するとは。
はい？
違うのか？ただの口実だったんだろう？エンプレスに惚れたというのは。
いや。
まあ、かける様、あの時おっしゃってくださった言葉は、ネットでささやいてくださったあの愛の言葉は 嘘だったんですの？まさか騙されていたなんて。
Yeah, I think she's saying it's okay to actually say this. We've basically been found out.
いやいやいやいや。
でしたら聞かせてください。あなた様の本心を。
本心？
あの時ささやいてくださった言葉が本心ならば、今ここでもう一度。
もう一度って。
やっぱり嘘でしたのね。
愛してるよ、はるか。
That was so forced.
もうおかげる様ったら二人が聞いてますわ。
これがバカップルというやつか。
アホくさ。
Ginsun smiles coolly while Ghost just sighs and rolls her eyes. Well, I said it, but what was the point of all that, senpai? I guess she just wants to hear you say it. Doesn't really feel like you were trying to back me up there. Do you just want to tease me?
茶番だぜ、たく。
そうか。私には彼の本心が見えた。
ま、惚れた腫れたのくだらねえ理由よりはよほど信じられるわな。
これで彼も正真正銘の仲間だな。
知らねえよ。勝手にしろっつったろ。
そうだったな。では正式に仲間に迎え入れる証としてコードネームを与えよう。
Can you at least call me something cool?
そうでした。一緒に考えるのでしたわね。
いや、もう思いついた。ベトレイ。
Well, that's to the point.
ベトレイヤー。
配信者。いえ、ストレートに裏切り者でしょうか。
その通り。小野が信念のために仲間を裏切った彼にふさわしい名だ。どうかな。
That codename's so edgy and on the nose, it's embarrassing. I really don't like it. Honestly, I want to complain, but... What? I mimic Ginsan's smile and give him a thumbs up. Unfortunately, that's the only course of action I can take.
決まりだな。よろしく頼む、ベトレイヤーよ。
It's so embarrassing. Is he gonna call me that every time? Even when there's people around? Oh god!
すっかり話し込んでしまったな。ポテトが冷めてしまった。
What? You can't eat cold french fries? It tastes like shit now.
お前ポテトのことしか考えてねえのかよ。
悪いか？
開き直りやがった。
ファミリーレストランで仲間とポテトをつつく。その悲願は達成できた。
悲願。
随分と大げさですわね。
だがまだ終わりではない。次はそう仲間とカラオケだ。
This guy is something else, man.
マジでただのぼっちの陰キャじゃねえか。
ようやく価値観を共有できる仲間と出会ったのだぞ。青春したいと思って何が悪い。
Well, he's right.
だから開き直んなよ。
私も友人はいないので、幾分か気持ちが分かってしまうのが複雑ですわね。
そうか、分かってくれるか。ベトレイヤーはどうだ。
He's so happy.
あ、俺か。まあ、俺も友達は少ないけど。
くしくもリグベーダはぼっちの集まりだったということだな。
俺を一緒にすんな。
You know, I kid you not, guys. When I was playing PSO2 a couple of years ago, I actually made a guild called the Loners Club. So, I can kind of understand you, Ginsan. I can kind of understand you. Man, if I was like 10 years younger, I would have been all over this guy.
何？いるのか？ゴーストには。
Like even when I'm like this old, my childish self is still feeling like, damn, this guy is cool. Shit!
いねえよ。
そうだろうと。もしいたらがっかりしていたぞ。君のキャラ的にな。
マジで何なんだこいつ。うざって。
新たな仲間を迎えたのだ。親睦を深めようではないか。さあさあ食べてくれ。唐揚げも頼もう。
What the? You're being very generous there, Ginsun. Ginsun would never actually pay for anything in Gintama.
はいかける様。
ああ。来るんじゃなかったぜ。
Ginsun enthusiastically pours over the menu while Senpai continues feeding me. Ghost just heaves a sigh as she watches us. Thanks to Ginsun's unusually easygoing attitude toward everyone, our meeting as members of Rigveda was sorely lacking in tension. So did we actually go to karaoke? Ah! Actually wanted to go karaoke with them. I actually felt disappointed! In the end, we part ways after leaving the restaurant. Ghost vanishes without even saying farewell, while Ginsun walks off in the direction of the train station. It'd be awkward to run into him again on the platform right after saying goodbye, so Senpai and I wait a bit before heading for the station.
新見さん気づいてましたか？
Senpai asks me that while we take a leisurely stroll.
なんでしょう。
ゴーストさんのことです。新見さんが頭を下げた時、妹さんを危ない目に遭わせないでって言った時、
Actually, no.
あ
高峰君は確かにうなずきました。ちゃんとうなずいてくれていました。でも
あ、ゴーストのやつ鼻で笑ってましたね。
はい、ゴーストさんは新見さんのお願いを聞く気なんてないように見えました。
Well, that's fine.
ごめんなさい、不安にさせちゃって。
あ、いえ、俺も思ってましたから。昨日結城が神社に来た時、あいつ喜んでましたよね。ユーザー同士のバトルだって。
ゴーストさんの目的はユーザーと戦うこと？
戦うだけならいいんですが。
If Ghost really is the evil eyes user, anyone who she goes after won't survive the encounter. She's already killed before, so I can't imagine she'd hesitate to kill again.
あまり悠長なことしている場合じゃなさそうですね。
はい。ゴーストさん、内面にとても深い闇があるように感じます。
I still have no idea why the hell Ghost is similar to Yoichi. Sure, you can say the eyes are similar, but come on, guys. The eyes of everyone in this game is very similar. And the face doesn't look like Yoichi at all. As she says that, Senpai comes to a stop. We've reached the station entrance. Guess that's all for today. After I see Senpai off, I'll organize my thoughts.
2日間もありがとうございました。気をつけて帰ってください。
はい。新見さんも今日はゆっくりと休んでください。
そうします。本当にありがとうございました、先輩。
こちらこそ。これからもよろしくお願いします。
You know, guys, I kid you not, even though this chapter is all about Haruka, the highlight for this chapter for me is actually Ginsun. We barely get to know Ginsun in the last chapter, and I kind of already know that I was gonna like him. So it's really nice that we get a lot more characterization for him.
はい、お願いします。
あ、そうだ。
Senpai suddenly pulls her phone out.
一応後で役に立つかもしれないと思って今日の話こっそり録音しておいたんです。
え、マジですか？
ほとんど世間話だったので必要なかったかもですが。
いやいや、先輩、ほんとすごいですね。俺そこまで気が回らなくてマジで助かります。
はい。それで一応報告というか。
うん、はい。
もちろんその演技なのは分かっているんですが。
I guess she's happy I said I love her.
演技ですか？
一人の私がふざけて言ってほしいって。
ああ、あれですか。かなり照れましたよ。
すみません。でも演技でも私モテないので嬉しくて、せっかく言ってくれたので帰ったら繰り返し聞きたいと思います。
Even though it sounds very forced?
え、いや、繰り返し？
私音声作品とかも好きで、ドラマ CD とかシチュエーション CD もよく買ってて。
Well, I sometimes listen to drama CDs, but I don't really listen to ASMR. They're not really my thing.
ドラマ、CD？ は？
新見さんとってもイケボなのでいいコレクションになりました。
Is she gonna cut up like the voices just so that it's just my voice?
はい？これ、はい？何の話？先輩今何の話してます？
では今日は。
いや、先輩、
ありがとうございました。
あ、はい。
I was waiting for him to say "Doi Tashimashite," but come on. Where's the voice line? It's just It's just what?
はい。
Hi, okay. Her smile so sincere that I just reflexively respond with that. I have no clue what Senpai was trying to tell me. I guess I still don't understand what's going on in her mind.
気をつけて帰ってください。
Can we have a talk with Sophie now? Senpai gives me a quick bow, then heads inside the station. I watch her go with a blank look on my face. Senpai is a bit strange. Whenever she gets excited, she starts spouting all these terms that make absolutely no sense to me. She also goes from timid to fired up at the drop of a hat, and vice versa. My phone starts buzzing. I figure it's probably Kujo or Sora, but to my surprise, the text is from Senpai. I'm sorry for going off like that. I realize now I probably should have just kept my mouth shut. Please forget I said anything. She ends the message with a stamp of an anime character saying sorry. I'm really not sure how to respond to that. No worries, it made me happy when he said my voice was attractive. In the end, I decided to play it safe. Actually, my voice when I was in high school, people said that I have a pretty nice bassy voice. I don't know if I told you guys this story, but I was a bass too in choir. So a lot of girls actually like my voice. But it's very weird, man. Girls have really unrealistic expectations about what their dream boyfriend would be like. So they would like combine a lot of the positive from a lot of guys that they know. Because I listen to a lot of girls gossip, right? Because they just, you know, like I said, I sometimes just chat and talk to girls and they would just spout bullshit without me even like caring about what they said. And they start, you know, gossiping about their friends and whatnot. And they would say about how they would want to have the perfect boyfriend to have my voice, and then Billy's like body, and then the height of like, you know, like Ken or whatever. I'm like, man, people actually say shit like this. Girls are so unrealistic, and I don't know. I guess most girls are just like that. I don't know. Maybe most girls around that age, I mean. Not girls around my age now, but man, when I was listening to that, maybe that was the reason why I never found girls attractive that time. I'm like, man, the girls in my age, at my age are very, childish. Senpai really does say whatever pops into her head sometimes, huh? On the plus side, that means she's the kind of person who's always honest about her feelings. It makes it a lot easier to trust her, that's for sure. Also, I was legitimately touched when she called my voice attractive. Just thinking back to that is enough to make me blush a little. One of my biggest flaws is how easily I get distracted from my main goal. I better get home. Like Senpai said, I need to get some rest. I mean, I feel not. I mean, I feel good, I guess, when people compliment me. But um, when I know that objectively I have a pretty nice voice, like there's a reason why I think I have a nice voice. I wouldn't have been in the choir otherwise, right? There was a selection if you wanted to get into the choir, and if you're not selected, and there's even an interview and whatnot, you wouldn't have been selected. So like objectively, I know I have a pretty nice voice. And sometimes when people actually compliment my voice, when I already know I have a nice voice, I don't really feel anything. I know it's a bit egotistical to think so. It's just, I don't know, my brain just doesn't take compliments that well, I guess. Just as I'm about to go to sleep, the space above my table warps. A second later, a stuffed animal appears out of thin air.
はーい、こんばんは。
何か分かったのか？
I was expecting you, Sophie.
そうじゃなきゃ来ないわよ。
Sophie lowers herself onto my table.
あなたの能力に関してだけど、
あ
Will I finally get to learn what it is? My excitement dispels my drowsiness in an instant.
教えてくれ。
がっつかないの。順を追って話すわ。あなたの行動には不可解な点が多い。そう話したわよね。
あ
あなたの行動、事象に影響を与えすぎるのよ。
事象に影響？
そう。あなたの小さな選択が体制に影響を与え、枝分かれを発生させている。
枝分かれっていうのはパラレルワールドのことだよな。
その通り。あなた、空がはるかに連絡しようとした時、止めたわよね。
ああ、俺がするって。
別の枝では空にそのまま任せているのよ。
空に？その結果枝分かれした？
ええ、リグベーダだったかしら。彼らの懐に飛び込むなんて展開にはなっていないわね。あなたの行動によって全く別の枝が発生したの。
I feel like that doesn't necessarily have to be Kakeru. Like, this is just the butterfly effect. Everyone can do these things.
こんなことめったにないのよ。個人の選択が枝に影響を与えるなんて。
I wouldn't say so.
それが俺の力ってことか？パラレルワールドを作り出す。
違うと思っていたんだけど、少し事情が変わってきたわね。
Sophie pauses briefly before continuing.
アーティファクトは魂の力。能力を行使するときに揺らぎと言えばいいかしら。魂に何らかの反応があるのよ。けれどあなたにはそれがない。何の変化も検知されない。
Yeah, so I haven't been using my powers at all, right?
だから私はあなたは運命に干渉する稀有な才能を持つ得意点であると結論付けようとしていた。
Guess you already said this to me in the other route.
得意点。
そう、得意点。けれど空に聞いたわ。あなた、指を怪我したそうね。
Huh?
怪我？ああ、フェスの日か。
Huh? What? Every year, there's a Mobius festival held at the shrine of the White Serpent's relic. At Miss Narcisse's request, I kept watch over the sacred relic that's put on display during the festival. When a sudden earthquake hit, the sacred relic fell and shattered, and one of the fragments cut my finger. All right. Right. I actually thought my finger got cut like, you know, like the Yakuza thing, but no. As in just a small cut. That relic was apparently the artifact known as the World's Eye. It's what was keeping our world and Sophie's world apart.
その怪我がなんか関係あるのか？
So did that fragment go into my body?
ある。話すか迷ったけれど、アーティファクトと強制的に契約する方法があるの。体内に取り込むこと。
体内ってことは？
そう。あ あなたは世界の目のかけらを体内に取り込んだ可能性がある。
つまり今俺に起こっている変なことは世界の目の力ってこと
かもしれない。世界の目は世界と世界をつなぐ力、そして世界を観測する力。あなたは無意識に他世界、つまり他の枝を観測し、そうして得た情報を直感として処理し、行動を変え新たな枝を発生させた。世界の目の一部しか取り込んでいないから、他の枝の情報を直感としてしか処理できない。
Well, this doesn't really make my, my powers really that impressive. You can do so at the blink of an eye, or, at a snap of a finger, Sophie.
魂の揺らぎを検知できないのも常に揺らいでいたから。ずっと能力を発動していたから非発動時との比較ができなかった。あなたは私と同じ観測者。ただし不完全で無自覚な観測者。
Yeah, so that means my power is not as powerful. I'm an unconscious, incomplete observer, because I only possess a fraction of an artifact. No wonder my power manifested in a way that's completely different from everyone else. So I guess this means I know Ghost is the evil eye's user because I unconsciously absorbed that information from another branch. That's the power of the world's eye. A lot of things are starting to fall in place now. However,
でも
as expected, there's more to Sophie's explanation.
その推測には致命的な矛盾があるの。
And that is?
矛盾？
世界の目は現在から過去を見る力。おまけに自分が経験したことしか見ることはできない。でもあなたはそれ以上のことをしている。
True.
それ以上って俺は何を？
あなたのことずっと監視していた。あなたの行動はほぼ全て記録してある。
すべて？
はるかに操られているところも、はるかが眠っている間に鼻の穴広げて下着を凝視しているところも記録してあるわ。
Thanks, Sophie. Please show mercy and delete those records. Paying no mind to my reaction, Sophie continues talking.
その記録を確認してみたのだけど、おかしいのよ。世界の目で観測するためにはゴーストって子が魔眼のユーザーであるとどこかの枝であなたが確信する必要がある。
Indeed.
けれどどの枝のあなたもそんな確信を得ていない。
Indeed. Wait, no! The other branch we have! We have! What the fuck? In Sora's route! What are you talking about?
他の枝を観測したとしても現時点ではゴーストが魔眼のユーザーであるという情報を得られるはずが。
Okay, that's true, that's true. She has the power, but we were thinking along the lines that, she was familiar.
つまりあなたは未来を見ている。あるいは未来から一部の記憶を維持したまま過去へと遡っているということになる。けれど世界の目にそんな力はない。よってあなたは世界の目のユーザーではないということになるわね。
Okay. So we're back to square one. I fold my arms and fall silent. I'm looking into the future? Or potentially looping back to the past? Have I really been using such an overpowered ability unconsciously? Well, yeah, you have been looping from the past, or to the past, a lot, by making me play these games, Kakeru. Regardless, this still doesn't bring me any closer to figuring out what my artifact actually is.
結局俺のアーティファクトは何なんだ？
This time, it's Sophie who falls silent. Judging by her expression, it's not that she doesn't know, but that she's not sure whether or not she wants to tell me. At least that's what it looks like to me.
口頭無形な話ではあるんだけど、
Sophie hesitantly prefaces her next words with that.
一つだけあるのよ。そんな力を持つアーティファクト。ただ
ただ
おとぎ話に出てくるだけ。実際に存在するかどうかは確認されていない。私も半信半疑。過去を、今を、そして未来を、運命を司るアーティファクト。
The Akashic Records? So Noah was not wrong after all?
手にしたものはあらゆる世界を滑る王のアーティファクト。その名もオーバーロード。
Really? That's the name of the artifact? It's a lot less cool than I thought.
オーバーロード。そんなアーティファクト俺が？
もしあなたがオーバーロードのユーザーなら歴史的な大事件ね。可能性は低いでしょうけど、否定もできない。
I have a feeling that's actually not it.
使いこなしなさい。そうすればあなたは王になる。世界の。
Why the fuck would I want to rule the world?
話がでかすぎる。確かに口頭無形だ。
そうね。私も半分冗談。でも半分は本気。
Maybe the choice about the
コード画面です。
remember thing on the second game was Bakiru telling his past self to remember. Otherwise, we wouldn't even have Sora's event at all, wouldn't we? Like, Sora would have been very sad, and she probably would have disappeared all alone. I guess that does make sense. And these choices, these 1-1 choices, well, you know, quote-unquote choices, have always been just one.
あれから変わったことは？また直感が働いた？
Yoichi?
微妙なラインだが、あるといえばあった。
聞かせてくれるかしら？
今日リグベーダの2人と会ってたんだ。先輩と一緒に。その時ゴーストの顔を見て違和感を覚えた。誰かに似てるなって思ったんだ。誰か考えている時に思いついた。ヨイチだなって。
ヨイチ。あなたのクラスメートね。
そう。ってこれ直感じゃないな。ただそう思ったってだけだな。
けれどわざわざ話したってことはあったんでしょ？同じ感覚が。
ああ、まあそうだな。違和感が理由なく解消される感覚。今回はヨイチの顔を思い浮かべてすぐに納得したから、今までとは違うけど確かに同じ感覚があった。不意に思いつく感じ。
ゴーストってこの情報が欲しいわね。
情報っつってもあいつのことは何もわからない。本名も通っている学校も。
何でもいいわ。あなたが見て気づいたこと、感じた違和感、何でも。
何でも。ああ、そうだ。ファミレス行ったんだけど何も口にしなかった。
何も？
何も。水も食べ物も勧めてもいらねって絶対口にしなかった。
Is that actually one of the restrictions for her power?
顔が似ているのよね、ヨイチってこと。
ああ、そっくり。うり二つ。双子かと思ったんだが兄弟はいないって言ってたんだよな。
減退かもしれないわね。
Interesting.
ゴーストはヨイチの減退。
Interesting. An illusory body. According to Sophie, that stuffed animal form of hers is also an illusory body. A vessel created by one of her artifacts. If Ghost is also one of those, then...
ヨイチもユーザーってことか。
そうなるわね。
ヨイチがゴーストを操っている。じゃあ、ヨイチが魔眼のユーザー？
生み出された原体は意志を持ち、自ら考えて行動する。それが本来の使い方。私のように直接操作するのはイレギュラーな使い方なのよ。
Okay. That seems plausible, but then why did Yoichi create her?
自ら考えて。じゃあゴーストが勝手に動いて悪さしてるってこともありえるのか。暴走したりして。
そういう可能性もあるわね。作り出した原体が主の制御を離れ、魔眼の力を乱用しているということも。
原体って一回作ると消えないのか。
簡単に消せる。
じゃあ暴走ってのは無理があるか。
そうね。手に負えないと判断したら普通はすぐに消して二度と作らないでしょうね。
So he wants this to happen, but why?
でも自分の顔に似せるのもおかしいよな。魔眼のユーザーだとしても。
Also a fair point.
原体のアーティファクトの適性が低いのか、それとも連動不足か。うまく扱えないと自分に似た原体しか作れないのよ。顔だけじゃなく体格もかなり似ていたんじゃないかしら。どう？
言われてみればそんな気もするな。
何にせよ可能性は捨てきれない。食物を摂取しない。顔や体格が双子のように似ている。原体である根拠が2つ。
What happens if an illusory body eats? You failed to mention that. So it's not Ghost, but Yoichi who's the Evil Eye's user. Now that's even more absurd than me having Overlord. But again, I feel this strange certainty. Thinking back on it, I have this feeling ever since I noticed Ghost and Yoichi look similar. He wasn't even supposed to know that Yoichi was evil though, because the observer was us, right? He wasn't even present to see Yoichi. Ghost is Yoichi, and Yoichi is the true user of the evil eye. But I don't want to believe it. And on top of that, it's not like I have any proof. Not even flimsy circumstantial evidence.
あなたがゴーストの正体に気がついていたとすると、やっぱり未来を知っているとしか考えられないわね。
Aren't I like being spoiled though by having these visions? Like what the hell is he doing? Why is he spoiling the story for me? What the hell are you doing, future Kakeru?
あなたがオーバーロードの所持者なんてかなり複雑だわ。
使いこなせないんじゃ意味がない。曖昧すぎて事実かどうかもわからない。
裏付けが必要ね。
そう、裏付けだ。根拠がないまま友達を疑うなんて。
手段は任せるわ。今のあなたなら失敗してもそれを糧に別の枝でより良い結果をつかみ取るでしょうし。
失敗を前提に動きたくはないな。
Either way, I just have to find something that proves that Yoichi is the Evil Eye's user beyond reasonable doubt. That's gonna be pretty hard, considering I didn't even know he was a user 5 minutes ago. No, wait. First, I need to confirm whether or not he's actually a user, since I'm not 100% sure about that either. In which case, Ghost doesn't seem... Ghost and Yoichi have met. And she doesn't seem surprised, but maybe Ghost is actually not berserk and Yoichi is just letting her do what she wants.
随分と長話をしちゃったわね。そろそろ私は。
待ってくれ。
何？
手伝ってほしいことがある。
And of course, they're gonna have to leave it at a cliffhanger. Or 30? No, 29.
はい、連絡事項は以上です。起立例は省略。気をつけて帰ってね。
Alright, with that, this is actually going to be where I end the episode though, so Thanks for saying that, Miss Naruse or Satsuki.
セーブします。セーブしました。
But yeah, it always feels like we learn more about stuff when we're talking to Sophie. I definitely trust Sophie a lot more now, but I don't know. It just feels like even though I'm playing the third game already, I just have a lot of things that I still don't know. Even though it seems like they're giving me explanations that are, you know, plausible, I still feel skeptical about them. I don't know. I have a weird feeling that they're just trying to set me up for something here. And I don't understand why. Like, I guess you can say this is my intuition telling me. But I guess we'll see. But yeah, I guess that's it for now though. So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access along with everything uncensored. Don't worry, you guys on YouTube, there is no uncensoring. Probably until episode 6 or 7. Just like the typical routine of how it is on these chapters. But yeah, for people on YouTube that aren't on Patreon just yet, feel free to become a free member because that's gonna be where I put first episode previews of future playthroughs. With that said, guys, I will see you guys in 2 to 3 days. For people on YouTube, people on Patreon, I'll see you guys tomorrow.